In the dim twilight of ancient lore, whispers speak of a figure who transcends all bounds of mortality, time, and space, an enigma known as Lord Shiva. He is the one who dances on the edge of creation and destruction, weaving the tapestry of existence with both gentle grace and terrifying ferocity. In the crumbling libraries of forgotten civilizations, his name resonates through scripts that have long ceased to be understood, and yet his stories live on in sacred mantras echoing through Himalayan valleys, in the crackle of funeral pyres by the Ganges, and in the silent meditations of seekers on moonlit nights. They call him the Mahadeva, the great god, whose third eye harbors the unbridled power to reduce all illusions to ash. The rhythm of his Damaru, a small drum with a cosmic resonance, reverberates through the hidden chambers of the cosmos, stirring both awe and fear in the hearts of gods and demons alike. Legends say that Lord Shiva dwells atop Mount Kailash, a mystical abode cloaked by swirling mists and perpetual snow. Some travelers claim to have seen strange lights dancing on its summit at dusk, almost like ethereal guardians protecting the Lord's sanctuary. The mountain stands as a colossal guardian, perpetually silent, yet brimming with unspeakable power. Those who have dared venture closer often speak of an intangible presence, an awareness, an ancient consciousness which seems to watch them silently, measuring their worth. And should they be found lacking, it's said they might return with minds forever stained by an incomprehensible vision. But for those who come with reverence in their hearts, the mountain's hush seems to hum in a low baritone frequency, as if chanting the cosmic syllable Om, beckoning them to gaze beyond the ordinary realm into a deeper truth. Shiva's form is as paradoxical as the cosmos itself. His skin, they say, is the hue of the storm-laden sky, as though he carries within him the energy of thunder and lightning. Upon his brow sits the crescent moon, a gentle ornament glowing softly against his dreadlocks, twisted into a towering crown. From those matted locks, the sacred river Ganga descends, ceaseless and life-giving, winding her way into the mortal world. A serpent coils around his neck in slithering grace, representing both destruction and rebirth, embodying a reminder that time devours all. Yet in Shiva's presence, there exists eternal renewal. His throat is stained blue from drinking the poison of chaos during an ancient upheaval known as the Samudra Manthan, when the ocean was churned by gods and demons in search of the nectar of immortality. That poison threatened to consume all existence, and only Shiva's selfless intervention saved creation from a deadly end, further casting his aura in an unearthly glow. Beyond the mortal imagination, Shiva exists in a realm where opposites converge. He embodies the fury of a raging storm and the tranquility of a still lake. His dance, the Tandava, is both the dance of destruction and creation. In that cosmic dance, every step he takes shatters galaxies and forges new stars, reminding us that endings and beginnings are two faces of the same eternal cycle. In the frenzy of this dance, the universe trembles. His whirling locks unleash torrents of cosmic energy, and his third eye blazes with the power to reduce existence to cinders. Yet, when the dance subsides, there is silence, an unfathomable peace, the lull after unimaginable change. It is said that those who witness the Tandava in their meditations glimpse not just a fearsome deity, but the essence of transformation itself. Within his realm of paradoxes, Shiva is also the one who meditates in absolute stillness. With half-closed eyes, he transcends the illusions of life and death, slipping into a dimension where all forms blend into oneness. Ancient sages describe Shiva's meditation as the primordial quiet that resounds in the depths of the soul. There, he unravels the tapestries of karma, freeing bound souls from the tangles of their past actions. It is believed that in that serene and cavernous state, he hears the yearning of every devotee's heart, absorbing their pain and releasing them from suffering. For many aspirants, the promise of Shiva's grace lies precisely in this eternal vigil, in this unbroken meditation that envelops the world in a protective aura. They say if you chant his name, Om Namah Shivaya, with pure devotion, you might feel a subtle current coursing through your veins, linking your life's breath to his infinite presence. But beneath the divine grandeur, legends abound with tales of Shiva's unconventional life. He adorns himself with serpents and is accompanied by spirits of the cremation grounds. Skulls form a garland around his neck, while a tiger skin drapes over his body. He is often inebriated by the cosmic intoxication of divine nectar, wandering freely in the realms of spirits and creatures. At first glance, this image of a god who treads the threshold between life and death may terrify the uninitiated. Yet, it also makes him the epitome of compassion for those who dwell in shadows, outcasts of society, and forgotten souls. While other gods reside in palatial opulence, Shiva roams among ashes, reminding us that the line between holy and unholy is often but a fragile veil woven by our own judgments. In the tapestry of Hindu mythology, Shiva's stories are interwoven with that of his consort, Parvati, who represents the feminine principle of Shakti, or primordial energy. Their union is a mystery of cosmic proportions, symbolizing the harmonious blending of consciousness and energy. Sometimes they appear as Ardhanarishvara, a form that is half Shiva, half Parvati, attesting to the ineffable truth that masculine and feminine are one at the highest spiritual plane. Many nights, one can almost hear the faint echoes of their celestial conversation, the gentle lull of the goddess's laughter, and the low rumble of Shiva's reply, drifting through the fragrant Himalayan breeze. Their companionship is more than a romantic tale. It's a reflection of universal forces dancing together in the cosmic hall, uniting to maintain the pulse of life through love, destruction, and rebirth. Out of the secrecy of Shiva's domain emerge countless stories that deepen his mystique. Consider the legend of the Halandara, the formidable demon born of Shiva's own anger, who waged a war against the gods. Even the highest heavens trembled beneath his wrath, and yet it was Shiva who, through a mesmerizing play of illusions, orchestrated the demon's downfall. The moral was subtle but profound. Anger can become a demon in its own right, but the one who transcends it holds the power to dissolve it back into nothingness. Then there is the story of Markandeya, the boy sage doomed by destiny to die young. Desperate, he clung to a Shiva lingam in devotion, and when the Lord appeared, death itself had to bow and retreat. These sagas illustrate Shiva's domain over mortality, and how sincere faith can transform the course of destiny. Uncanny and bewildering, such tales almost feel like dreamscapes, where every impossible possibility is glimpsed, if only for an instant. In the hush of midnight rituals, devotees offer bell leaves and sacred water to the Shiva lingam, a symbol of generative power and boundless consciousness. Temples reverberate with the chant of Har Har Mahadev, a reminder that every soul is itself a reflection of the divine. Priests ring bells at the hour of worship, the sound merging with the beating hearts of those gathered, uniting them in a shared aura of wonder. Some claim that in the stillness following the rites, they have sensed a presence gliding through the temple courtyard, leaving behind an inexplicable fragrance. Others speak of visions, fleeting glimpses of a towering ascetic with dreadlocks and tiger skin robes, luminous eyes radiating both menace and mercy. Doubt might creep in, but it is overwhelmed by the potent reverence that lingers, as though Shiva himself reached out from the beyond to accept the devotion of his children. In the labyrinth of Shiva's character lies one of the most compelling aspects of his mystery. He is both the destroyer and the protector. When a cosmic cycle reaches its twilight, it is Shiva who dances the Tandava to bring dissolution upon the universe. But this terrifying aspect is also an act of divine compassion, because destruction paves the way for renewal. Without the clearing away of the old, the new cannot blossom. Thus, Shiva's destructive force is not malevolent, but is a fearsome grace that liberates souls from the stagnation of outdated forms and illusions. At the same time, he safeguards all that is pure and devoted. It is said that no prayer goes unanswered by him. Just as he drank the poison to save creation, he continues to absorb the darkness that devours our hearts, granting solace to those who approach him with sincerity. Moving beyond the mythic stories, we find Shiva's presence deeply embedded in the day-to-day life of millions. From the ascetics smeared in ash on the ghats of Varanasi, who chant his name in trance-like devotion, to the young student whispering a prayer before an examination, Shiva remains a friend to all. He is simultaneously the supreme philosopher who ponders the secrets of existence and the carefree wanderer who roams the wilderness with wild abandon. Many devotees recount personal anecdotes of miraculous escapes from peril after calling upon the Lord's name. Others find themselves in a gentle spiritual awakening through simple acts of devotion. Lighting a lamp, offering flowers, or humming a lullaby in his honor. Through these threads of lived experience, the intangible presence of Shiva weaves itself into the tapestry of everyday living. Still, some facets of Shiva remain stubbornly elusive. In cryptic texts called the Tantras, revelations hint at hidden knowledge only the worthy can apprehend. Yogis speak of inner channels of energy known as chakras and claim that Shiva energy lies coiled in the spine, awaiting awakening. Through rigorous discipline and meditation, one might unlock the gates to higher consciousness, guided by Shiva's abiding spirit. Yet these accounts are shrouded in secrecy, as if to protect the sacred from idle curiosity. Some say that at the final stage of such spiritual pursuit, the meditator and Shiva become indistinguishable, merging into a blinding unity in which all distinctions dissolve. Once touched by this revelation, it is said, life can never be the same again. The sun appears brighter, the sky deeper, and love boundless, as if every atom pulsates with the rhythm of his cosmic drum. If you traverse the chaotic and colorful streets of India during the festival of Mahashivratri, you will witness a collective exaltation of Shiva's mythic and real presence. Thousands gather at temples before dawn, braving the chill or heat, their voices rising in joyous chants. Devotees stand in serpentine queues to pour milk and water over the Shiva lingam, offering flowers and bell leaves with trembling hands. Traditional drummers strike up a hypnotic beat, and dancers swirl in circles, lost in the ecstasy of devotion. The nights are illuminated with the glow of lamps, merging with the incantations that glide through the air. Some gather around bonfires, telling tales of Shiva's miracles to wide-eyed children. Others fast and meditate, attempting to harness the potent energy said to peak during this sacred night. It is as though the boundary between the mundane world and the divine realm thins, allowing mortals to touch the hem of eternity, if only for a fleeting moment. In certain remote villages, bizarre and awe-inspiring ceremonies unfold under flickering torches. Devotees walk on burning embers, carried by faith in Shiva's protective power. Others pierce their tongues or cheeks with spears, emerging unscathed in a trance-like state. The air crackles with primeval energy, and the sounds of conch shells and gongs elevate the atmosphere to an otherworldly crescendo. Suddenly, amidst the swirling commotion, an overwhelming silence can descend, as if the Lord himself has arrived to bestow his cosmic blessing. In that hush, hearts pound. The smell of incense mingles with the pungent bite of smoke, and a collective shiver testifies that something far beyond human understanding has just passed through. Strangely enough, Shiva's influence is not confined to the temples or the mountains. Artists in modern studios often feel a surge of inspiration, crediting a mysterious force that guides their hand in painting or sculpting his image. Musicians can lose themselves in rapturous compositions, believing that Shiva's cosmic drum sets the tempo of their creativity. Even scientists, exploring quantum realms, sometimes cite parallel concepts of creation and destruction, expansions and contractions, reminiscent of Shiva's cosmic dance. The notion that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but only transformed, resonates eerily with the ancient idea of Shiva as the dancer of the eternal cycles. Thus, in quiet corners of laboratories and concert halls, Shiva's shadow lingers, a silent, curious presence, encouraging humanity to dive deeper into the unknown. In popular culture, Shiva emerges as a potent archetype representing the rebellious, boundary-breaking spirit. He is the ascetic who renounces all worldly pleasures, yet also the householder, sharing a sacred bond with Parvati. He is the fierce destroyer who effortlessly transforms into the compassionate savior. He shatters every duality and frees us from conventional definitions that confine the soul. Perhaps this is why Shiva remains a timeless fascination for writers, poets, filmmakers, and philosophers. His very essence defies categorization, compelling one to surrender to his mystery rather than attempting to explain it away. Ultimately, he stands as a perennial reminder that the divine hides in every particle of dust and every breath of wind, though it may appear terrifying and incomprehensible at first glance. Venture deeper into the silence of midnight, and you may begin to sense him, like a soft, yet insistent drumbeat echoing within your chest. Close your eyes and remember the silent peaks of Kailash, the swirling ascetics lost in devotion, and the solitary meditations that give rise to entire universes. In that gentle darkness, allow the flicker of a candle or the glimmer of starlight to guide your mind. Imagine the swirling galaxies and the churning oceans, the ebb of civilizations, and the birth of new worlds. Listen closely, and you may catch the faintest hum of the Damaru resonating through your soul. It whispers tales of beginnings and ends, births and deaths, illusions and realizations. The story of Lord Shiva is not one that ends with any definitive conclusion. He is both an intimate companion guiding us through life's intricacies and a mysterious presence dancing on the outermost edges of cosmic revelation. His energy resides in the ascetic who renounces, the devotee who bows, and the wild spirit who questions the meaning of existence. He challenges our deepest fears and embraces our humblest yearnings, standing as the unwavering pillar in a world forever in flux. To speak of Lord Shiva is to conjure storms and silences, destruction and resurrection, dread and ecstasy. It is to peer into the mirrored corridor of the self and find both the monstrous and the divine staring back. And in that moment, we realize the magnitude of this mysterious figure, neither strictly defined nor entirely understood, yet profoundly felt in the heart of creation and beyond. If you stand on the banks of a serene river at the crack of dawn, You might see the first rays of sunlight dancing across the surface of the water. Imagine then, beneath those gentle waves, the currents of life rushing forward in ceaseless motion. Just as the water hides unseen depths, the Lord known as Shiva conceals an ocean of mysteries within his silent gaze. He beckons you to dive deeper, to question everything, and to discover the eternal rhythm that pulses beneath the visible world. In that realm of secrets and revelations, you will feel the hush of the mountains, the swirl of incense, the rising chant in the temple courtyard, and the cosmic thunder that shakes the heavens. All of it merges into the echo of his name, a name that reverberates across time and galaxies. Shiva, the ancient promise that in destruction there is new creation, and in silence, a universe of endless wonders